Hey, everybody. Welcome to the new Colossus Sessions hosted at beautiful Subculture in Manhattan. My name's Brad. I am your host today and co-host coming up just momentarily. We are presenting today this Labor Day special. We invited a bunch of our favorite bands to do covers about work, and so we've got 5 videos to present, and we are also lucky enough to be joined from all the way across the East River in Brooklyn by today's guest host. She is the host of Mixtape Memories podcasts, which are stories about mixtapes from the 1990s. They discuss mixtapes from the 90s. It's now getting into its 3rd season. You can find that podcast everywhere that podcasts are consumed. Please welcome everybody, Jinners. Jinners, thank you for being here.
Hi.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is outstanding. Happy Labor Day weekend to you, beginning of it. Thank you for kicking it off this way.
Yeah, no problem. I'm excited.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the significance of this date and why it made sense for us to invite some people to sing songs about work. But I think you geeked out way harder on the meaning of Labor Day than I did. Could you want to take it away about the significance of this day?
Yeah, I got super nerdy about it. And did some reading. Guess like they first celebrated it in like 1882, and it was not much of a celebration. It was more like a protest. They like did a whole like 10,000 person march or something, and then back then people were working like a lot. Like people work all the time now really, but like back then they were working like 12-hour days, 6 days a week. So, I think people were trying to stick up for the working person and try to get like just better kind of conditions, and then it ended up being like a day that people get off, the working force out there. So that's kind of the history of it. We didn't actually get like
plenty of days off these days.
Not enough, I think. I think we should. They didn't actually pass like an 8-hour work day until like almost 35 years later in like 1916, and then like they. I feel like now it's like a 5-day work week. We should go down to like a 4-day work week. We should like do another protest.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and then there are people actively making that case right now. I don't know to what level of success has been had, but I do hear it creeping up over and over again that people are advocating for a better work-life balance, which would be nice. I mean, that work-life balance has kind of been thrust upon us in the last 5 or 6 months, and there's I'm doing a lot more life and a lot less work these days.
Yeah.
And that actually leads us right into the first band. So each of the bands that we asked to come on and play also they're supporting different charities. And in the case of the band Blushing, who's the first band coming on today, they're supporting NIVA, which is the National Independent Venue Association, and their goal is to preserve independent live music venues around the United States. And if you want, there's the information down there. I think Steve is going to type into the comment section and post the link directly if you want to click on that link in the comment section. But this ties in exactly with what you're talking about work and the opportunity to work, because independent venues are amongst the most hard hit through COVID, and NIVA is more important right now than ever in sustaining people's jobs who rely on this stuff. And there's no artists touring, obviously. And you and Jinners, I know that you were particularly hard hit by what's going on. I mean, that's where a lot of your livelihood comes from.
Yeah, I work with a lot of live tours, and had a couple tours planned for 2020, which, one of them got canceled and the other one got moved to 2021. So, and a lot of the work I do is working with venues or working on a show at a venue. So it's, I've seen how it's been impacting like so many people just around the world. And, but in particular, yeah, like in the United States, it's like so bad here, like, because we don't have a grip on like how to deal with, lots of people in a space, and so yeah, who knows when we're going to get any kind of solution to that, so it's really important for this government to support the arts and venues in this way, because if they can't survive, I just think like a huge piece of our culture is going to be so hard hit, and I mean, we already are hard hit, so it's just shining a brighter light on people not appreciating the arts as much as they should, you know. They depend on it to like cope with all sorts of things, but
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I mean this place that I'm in right now is a perfect example of I'm there this capacity of subculture where I am right now. I mean, there's a beautiful Steinway Baby Grand over there, and just this gorgeous room in the middle of Manhattan with one person in it and the tech director. There's two of us here right now, and I mean, I'm not a smart enough person to say exactly what the safe way is to reopen, but it is a bit heartbreaking to have two people in this gorgeous space that's meant to have 250 people enjoying it and appreciating it. So NEVA is an organization of people who have thought longer and harder about how to do this than I have. And so please, everybody, not right now, but after this live stream, click on it, check out more about it, how you can get involved and how you can help. And I think we should go to some music. We are hearing from the band Blushing. It's a dream pop band from Austin, Texas, comprised of two married couples, and they are doing a Black Flag cover. The song is called Clocked In, and I'll put the thing down there if you want to find out more about Blushing. There's all the socials and the website and everything. What do you say, Jin? Are you all set and ready for some Blushing?
Ready for some Blushing.
All right, let's do it. Hey. Nice.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you. Blushing. That's outstanding. I mean, it's weird to clap for a pre-recorded thing, but it's, dude, I don't know. I feel like clapping anyway, and I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to do it after every single one of these videos. So thank you to the band Blushing for what we just heard. Appreciate it very much. And there's a ton of music today. We're listening to next. We've got a band called Ceremony East Coast. Thank you guys for covering "Slack Motherfucker" by the band Superchunk, which is one interpretation of that tune is. That it's just about a lazy coworker and just not wanting to pick up the slack of somebody else hanging around smoking cigarettes, not doing shit while you do all the hard work. Jin, can you relate to that in any way? Have you ever been in a work situation that's just been where you feel like you're just pulling all the other people's dead weight?
Oh yeah, all the time. But I think, yeah, no, I've probably even left some jobs because of that. It's just like, yeah, nobody likes that shit.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, no, that's true. And so the band, I was just, I mean, doing more and more research about the song, and one interpretation of it is that the reason why that band started Merge Records and sang this song and started Merge Records was for the exact same reason, that they were sick and tired of doing all the work and having other people profit from it. And so instead of playing the songs, putting them out on a different label and having other people profit and just being lazy and being pulled along for the ride, they said, well, fuck this, we'll start Merge Records. That way there is no somebody laying around in the corner not doing anything, and we'll just do it ourselves, which is exactly what happened.
there you go. They had
Yeah.
that DIY spirit.
Yeah. And so this is all of Ceremony East Coast's info. The Bandcamp and their Facebook and their Instagram is right there. If you would like to check out more about the band, which you certainly should. And also, those guys decided to draw attention to and support for Seaboard CAN, that's Seaboard Community Action Network, which is the residents of Cape Town getting together to support other residents of Cape Town who have been, South Africa, who have been hurt by the COVID-19 crisis, which, I mean, everybody has been impacted by it in the entire world. This is one organization that is helping helping people to hurt less. So thank you guys for drawing attention to it, and we appreciate it very much. And so that's all that information about Seaboard CAN. And Jin, more music?
Yeah, let's listen to it.
Outstanding. All right, here we go. This is Ceremony East Coast covering Superchunk's Slack Motherfucker. you, Ceremony East
That
Coast.
was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much for doing that. And Jin, did you see that Matt Gross is tuned in right now? I think I didn't do it at the top of the broadcast and totally meant to. Can we talk a bit more before we move on to more music? Can we talk more about your thing, about Mixtape Memories? So your other half is here right now, tuned in. Hey, Matt.
Yeah. Matt Hart Spade in the house. Yeah, Matt and I, we were music bloggers, back in the aughts, and we've been feeling nostalgic lately as we get older, and so last year we decided to start a podcast that kind of chronicles, kind of our inspirations that we had like back in the 90s when we were younger, kind of like, and then also just documenting like our experiences from the aughts, just like running around New York show to show and all the other stuff that comes along with that. So I'm sure you know too, Brad.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I was running around San Francisco in the 90s and in the aughts, but yes, I did plenty of running around and hanging out. And I started doing all that running around and hanging out in New York in 2012. But yeah, it's definitely a way that I enjoy spending my life as well. So I love what you guys are doing, and congratulations to you, because season 3 kicks off like Monday, right? Yeah. Good for you.
It's crazy. On Labor Day. But yeah, no, we're really excited to bring this new season together and share with everyone. So
nice.
exciting.
Well, that's mixtapememories.com for all the information, and it's everywhere. If you put that into the internet, it will come back at you. So please do check it out. And there's a lot more music happening for us today here. So we've got coming up next is Pearl Charles and Michael Rault, who they're doing a cover of Loretta Lynn's Coal Miner's Daughter, which is outstanding. I've watched it many, many times before right now. I'm very much looking forward to sharing it with you guys. And this is something they learned it for this. I mean, this was not like in their bag of tricks. This was Pearl said neither of us had actually learned it before. Had a few small tricks that were were a fun challenge. I've always been a huge Loretta Lynn fan, and so here it is. And you found out something about Loretta Lynn just a couple of days ago, Jinners.
Oh, yeah. So,
ridiculous.
yeah, I mean, she posted this photo on social media and it blew up, and everyone thought that she and Kid Rock got married, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. It made me like Kid Rock a little bit more. They are not, in fact, married, but there is photographic evidence that suggests otherwise.
Yes. Of all people.
Yeah. And Pearl and Michael separately, there's their information down at the bottom of the screen right now to their respective socials and websites. And so I want to talk also a little bit about the charities that they chose. So they wanted to draw attention to the Innocence Project, which exonerates the wrongly convicted through DNA testing, and that is an outstanding charity. So please do. I'm pretty sure that we'll have a link in the comment section as well. So if you would like to donate your money or your time or any sort of resource that you're able to, please do that. And thank you, Pearl and Michael, for drawing attention to it. And there was a second one that they wanted to draw attention to as well, called Equity First Alliance, which seeks to sort of even some of the iniquities that have been created through the war on drugs, with people jailed for minor drug offenses through marijuana offenses. And so this advances corporate social responsibility in the cannabis industry. And you can find more info at equityfirstalliance.org. And so those are a couple of worthy causes that you ought to pay attention to. So thank you. And yeah, what do you got? Is there what do you got, Jen? I feel like there's something.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think like these are two really great charities to highlight, especially during this period where we're going through a lot of Black Lives Matters and a lot of defunding the police movements and just justice for all these wrongful murders out there. And I think it's just nice to kind of bring some kind of good feelings back to try to wrong some of these rights out there. And, it's a long time coming, but
Yeah, absolutely. It's an extremely overdue conversation. I mean, I hope hopefully this moment that's happening right now is continued and extended up until the point that the protests achieve some of the aims that they're going for. I mean, it's completely valid and should have happened a long time ago. It's happening right now, so hopefully those end up enacting real policy change and aren't just noise, but real change exists.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Well, music. Let's do music. Let's move on to this is Pearl Charles and Michael Rault. They're covering Coal Miner's Daughter, the Loretta Lynn song, and here is that.
One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I was born a coal miner's daughter in a cabin on a hill, Butcher Home. We were poor, but we had love. It was the one thing that Daddy made sure of. We shoveled coal to make a poor man's dollar. My daddy worked all night, ran the coal mine all day long in the fields of hoeing corn. Mommy rocked the babies at night and read the Bible by the coal light. Everything started all over the break of morn. My daddy raised 8 kids on a miner's pay. Mommy scrubbed our clothes on a washboard every day. Why, I'd seen her fingers bleed to complain that I was no good. She'd smile in Mommy's understanding way. In the summertime, we didn't have shoes to wear, but in the wintertime, we'd all get a brand new pair. From a mail order catalog, Monday for selling our car. We always managed to get money somewhere. Well, I'm proud to be a coal miner's daughter. I remember well where I drew the water. The work we'd done was hard, and I could see that we were tired. Never thought of leaving Butcher Home. Well, a lot of things have changed since way back when. It's so good to be back home again. Not much left here but the floor. Nothing lives here anymore but the memories of a coal miner's daughter.
All right. Thank you, Pearl and Michael.
Yay.
It's great. I mean, it's interesting what like the width of like I mean how wide the work experience is. I know Pearl when she sent this over, she said when Leo mentioned the episode was work focused, my mind immediately jumped to country and bluegrass, and after some brainstorming landed on this one. The country and bluegrass version of work. I mean, that is a vastly different experience working in a coal mine versus what somebody in Brooklyn or somebody in New York City may perceive as work. I mean, I've done some shitty jobs, but that's like hanging drywall and painting houses, which it's not that bad. It's not mining coal at all. Have you had like just shit work experiences that you are happy that you're no longer doing?
I think like the summer after I graduated high school, I worked in like I call it like a doll factory, but like they made these like scary like caroling dolls that come out like during Christmas time, and my stepmom worked there at the time, so I got like a summer job there, and I was like just part of like an assembly line of people. Just you just have one job, so it's like your job is to put this piece together, and then you pass it on, and then just continues down the assembly line, and so that was like kind of a peek into those kind of working conditions.
Yeah, dude, I would imagine that generates some pretty strange dreams. I mean, the repetitive task of doing the same thing over and over, and then the fact that repetitive task involves dolls, dude, that's got to be a recipe for nightmares.
Yeah, especially these, they're like caroling, so their mouths are open and like these like O's, like they're singing, and they're so creepy.
Yeah, dude, fuck. I'm gonna have a nightmare tonight just thinking about the story that you just told. I mean, let alone actually doing that task.
Yeah.
We've got so we changed gears obviously abruptly from Ceremony East Coast, like the loud peel off your face shoegaze vibe of that Superchunk cover, to Coal Miner's Daughter, and we have lumped get it together the two Coal songs here. We've got Coal Miners. I didn't do that on purpose. That just happened. Coal Miner's Daughter, and we're going to hear from Elijah Wolf next, another song about coal miners working on a mountain. This is Steve Earle's song. And Elijah is a Catskills dude. He's up in the mountains, and so this song, "The Mountain," made a lot of sense for him. Which is also, I want to talk about the Conservation Fund, which was who Elijah chose to draw attention to. So they practice conservation to achieve environmental goals, and just try to benefit the natural world, which is important to Elijah. I mean, he lives right in the middle of it, as you'll see from this video. I mean, there's crickets in the background. Like, it's a very natural
Yeah.
setting for his video.
I like that the crickets were part of the track. But yeah, like I think like it's great too, because I think that this pandemic has also kind of shown a light on like what we're doing to the natural world out there, and climate change and all of that. So I love, and I know myself, I've been going out for more like nature walks and stuff like that, and I'm, before I was like totally like, I hate nature, I'm a city girl, but now I'm like, I want some trees and I want some lawn. So, I think that's a great charity to highlight.
Yeah, and there's an amazing amount of it around New York City. I mean, I went to Inwood Hill Park. It's in Manhattan. It's on the far, far north tip. But there's a little sandy beach out there. There's forests. There's, I mean, trees and rocks. It's the only unlandscaped and untouched, undeveloped part of Manhattan. It looks exactly the way it did 500 years ago. And this stuff has always been here, but I didn't know until now. I've got a bit more time on my hands since COVID, and have been able to explore some of the parks and beaches around New York, and it's great. I mean, I hope that part of my lifestyle persists even after things go back to being a little bit more normal, because it's outstanding. I mean, there's some real beauty around us, and especially, I mean, where Elijah's from. I used to spend a lot of time in the Catskills in the winter at Bel Air and Wyndham. And Hunter Mountain, and so yeah, there's a lot out there that is in need of preservation, because it's fucking beautiful. You can't just have city all the time and exhaust fumes. You need to be able to get out and reset. So thank you, Elijah, for drawing attention to this cause. I think music, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Music sounds good. I want to hear it.
Yeah, let us do it. So this is Elijah Wolf's cover of "The Mountain" by Steve Earle, and that I just found out that the Del McCoury Band is backing Steve on the album version of this, and
Cool.
it's amazing. I listened to it a bunch just now. Sam Bush is on the track. Like, there's a ton of cool stuff on that track, and Elijah very much does it justice. And so here we go, Elijah Wolf's cover of "The Mountain."
Hey, I'm Elijah Wolf. This is a cover song for you by Steve Earle, also done by Levon Helm, a song that means a lot to me. Yeah, thanks for supporting New Colossus Festival. I've got some new music on the way, So yeah, this is a cover for you, live from the Catskill Mountains. I was born on this mountain a long time ago, before they knocked down timber and they stripped the mind of coal. And we rose in the morning before it was daylight to go down in the dark hole to come back up at night. I was born on this mountain. This mountain's my home. She holds me and keeps me from the worry and woe. Well, they took everything she gave. Now they are gone. But I'll die on this mountain. This mountain's my home. I was young on this mountain, but now I am old. And I knew every harbor and every cold swimming hole. Till one night I laid down and I woke up to find that my childhood was over, and I went back down the mine. There's a hole in this mountain. It's dark and it's deep, and only God knows all the secrets that He keeps. And there's a chill in the air only miners can feel. There's ghosts in the tunnels that the company seals.
All right. Thank you, Elijah.
Hey.
Yeah. And that was, I wanted to mention this also, that completely coincidentally, we got Coal Miner's Daughter and then got The Mountain, which it's a Steve Earle song, but Levon Helm is known to cover that song. And Levon Helm also stars in the biopic about Loretta Lynn's life, eponymously named The Coal Miner's Daughter. So it was just serendipitous, and that happened. So thank you for joining us and experiencing that with us. And there's more. We've got more music coming up. I want to say thank you to you, Jin, very much for doing this, and for all the artists that have done it. Elijah, thank you. And we've got Arch of Love coming up next. They're a band from Philly who the cover it's an important band to them. Tears for Fears. They wait. What did she say? Let's see. When we started Arch of Love, Tears for Fears was the first art really bonded over production, arrangement, lyrics. They are just the best band ever. So this is clearly an important band in the history of Arch of Love. And again, this is outstanding. I've watched all these videos a ton of times, so I'm looking forward to sharing them with the internet. How's your Tears for Fears trivia knowledge, Jen?
I mean, I also agree. Tears for Fears is a pretty important band. And this album that their cover is off of was like huge, obviously. Yeah, like their Songs from the Big Chair was actually supposed to be called The Working Hour, and it was song was kind of about them realizing that their band was becoming a business. It was not a hobby anymore. so, so you know, it was just like the realness of just realizing that you're doing what you love, but then it's a job. You know, which happens.
Is this one of the bands that has ever crossed over into your show, into Mixtape Memories, or do they just predate the music
We haven't
that you
covered.
tend to?
Yeah, we haven't covered it yet. I honestly, I can't even remember if they have any albums from the 90s. I always think of them as like an 80s band, but
Yeah, mid
you
to
know,
late, but definitely on the cusp. I mean, I feel like there probably were some late '80s and early '90s.
the 90s stuff was probably like less my stuff because I feel
Yeah.
like I was a big like songs from the Big Chair kind of girl, and like the later ones, although they were cool too, and they had like really cool music videos as well, like Sowing the Seeds of Love and stuff like that. So I don't know. They're just always going to be cool no matter what they do. But we haven't covered them yet.
Yeah, is it public knowledge what you are going to talk about on the first episode of season 3, or is it under wraps until it comes out on Monday?
We haven't unveiled it, and I haven't even like talked about whether we're going, because it's just going to be an episode of Matt and me. There's like a few episodes where it's just him and me, yapping about some stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I think like I guess I could talk about it. I don't know.
I'm not trying to force it out of you. If you don't want to talk about it, it's no big deal at all. I just thought, I don't know.
We cover
maybe
like
if you want to talk about it.
the first step. Yeah, we haven't like announced it or anything, but I don't think it matters. Like I can tell you. We went and like it's kind of like a tribute to all like the black female voices that we like love from the 90s. So that's kind of what the first episode is about. And we just wanted to kind of pay tribute to some great black women in music, and especially in the 90s, and kind of cover that a little bit for our debut.
Nice. Good. Well, I will look forward to it. And that roughly sort of segues into the charity that Arch of Love wanted to draw attention to. So we've got it's BFTA Collective, that's Black Trans Femmes in the Arts, which is an organization that connects the community of Black trans women and non-binary femmes in the arts, and that was a charity that's important to Arch of Love. So you can find out more about them on their Instagram at BFTA Collective. And so thank you,
Yeah.
Arch of Love, for drawing attention to that.
I'm so happy that they're like, you know, picked this charity because, I mean, this is another struggle that's been real during the pandemic, that's come to light. And I'm glad that people are getting behind it and voicing it, because I think a lot of times people, you know, especially the trans community, like, you know, there hasn't been like enough understanding and compassion to what they actually go through. So things like this are helping to kind of bring that to light more.
Nice. Well, I think music. We've got one more coming up. This is, as we've been talking about, this is Arch of Love covering "Tears for Fears," "The Working Hour" from the 1985 album "Songs from the Big Chair." Jen, are you all set?
All good.
I'm all
Ready?
set. All right, let us do that. Arch of Love. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you, Arch of Love. It was
Yay.
great. This has been a ton of fun. Jen, is there? So I could see this. The rest of the internet couldn't see it. Is there any way that you can get the third party to join us that I just saw on my little screen?
Let me see.
There's an adorable third fan hanging out somewhere, and hopefully Jen is able to herd.
But you want it on camera.
Yeah. What's her name? Yeah. Nice.
I don't know if you could see the kitty.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we can. What's the cat's? Sorry, we should have
She
rehearsed
does
this
not
first.
wanna
I didn't
be
mean to put your
camera.
cat
She
right on the
hates
spot.
the camera.
Well, the camera loves her.
But everybody loves a cat cameo.
Yeah, that's right. What's her name?
Bonnie.
All right.
Let
Hey,
me see.
Bonnie.
Oh, this way. Yes.
The
The sun is shining now.
Yeah. So we're ending right on time. You're about to get probably blown out by heat in that room, so it's time for you to turn on your air conditioner. And thank you, Bonnie, for the cameo. And thank you so much, Arch of Love. That was great, man. Steve chimed in, nailing that Tears for Fears guitar tone, and that's absolutely the truth. I mean, you can tell that this band, that Arch of Love, loves Tears for Fears as much as they do. I mean, it was just spot on, amazing. So thank you. And Bob Ferguson is here. Hey Bob, how's it going, man? He's asking if you heard
Bob.
Tears for Fears Kurt Smith's daughter perform. I have not, but thank you for chiming in with that. I mean, that's part of the fun of doing these, that I get to learn about new things constantly and check them out. So that's what I'm going to go do. And enjoy, Jin, your Labor Day weekend.
You too. Thanks so much. This was so awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
And
of course.
check out Mixtape Memories on Monday, September 7th.
Yeah, congratulations on that, and thank you so much for to all the bands for having done this. This has been outstanding, and subscribe to us, to the New Colossus Festival sessions. We do these every week, so please tune in next week and join us. And thank you, Jin, again so much for doing this.
Thank you.